Alright, I'll actually play the game now. Alright, so we played this before during the Choose Wisely festival. But they've since updated it twice? I think there's been 2 rounds of changes made to the demo since. And this is their final demo update before the full game. So they said there's like 2 more CGs and like more scenes. And I think they've since added like another character or 2, so. Oh, we didn't even save anything. Or no, I actually had to reinstall it, so I bet I like scraped out any saves I had. So you know, familiar but changed. Well, this is it, isn't it? Press my palm against the counter, feeling its every imperfection worn smooth by years of care. Every step in these halls, every creak in the floorboards, I've memorized them all. After tonight, none of it'll belong to me anymore. Strange. I thought I'd feel sadder. Spent a lifetime here. Now I'm too old to take care of it. The ryokan without its keeper is just an empty house, waiting to be forgotten. How many times have I cleaned these counters and mopped these floors, greeting guests who came and went like fleeting whispers. I wondered if I would ever find someone to walk these halls with me, not just pass through them. Someone who would wake up beside me every morning. But no one stayed. No one made an impression. I made my way toward the onsen, my knees protesting with every step. I should have let myself enjoy my life more. Even with the guests gone and lanterns dimmed, a single unyielding thought stayed behind. Did I live well? Spent my youth building this place, holding on to it with everything I had, and in the end, there's no one left to hold on to me. So, that's the real regret. Well, it's too late to dwell on it now. I steady myself against the wall and rise with a groan, feeling every year of my age and crack of my back. But then, my foot slips. There's a moment of weightlessness, followed by a hard crack as the back of my head meets the stone. Then comes the cold. Water rushes over me, pulling at my limbs. My fingers grasp for an anchor, but meet only emptiness. My vision begins to tilt into shadows, till all that remains is the sight of steam rising into a dark, bottomless sky. Perhaps, in another life. My head feels like someone's hosting a drum circle in there. I inhale, hoping to be greeted by the cozy scents of aged wood and warm sake, but instead, what is that smell? Salt, fragrant smoke, and sweet aroma of osmanthus? Instead of my dimly lit ryokan room, I see red. A bridge covered in mist. This isn't my ryokan. This feels so cold. Am I dead? I died, didn't I? A red bridge of souls. Oh, Okami-sama, the stories were all true, weren't they? A place between, a crossing for those who breathed their last, and now I'm the one walking on it. Why does everything sound so loud? I can hear whispers, low murmurs, the occasional laughter. Oh, seriously, my ears are starting to ache. Wait. Ears? A horrible suspicion takes hold, and when I lift my hands... those aren't my hands, are they? My manicure wasn't half this sick. Since when are my fingers this slender and my skin this smooth? I haven't seen these knuckles since I was 20. And... claws? I scramble to check my arms and my legs. Where did the rest of me go? No more wrinkles, no more gnarled knuckles. No more aching bones. I'm youthful. I'm glowing. I'm radiant. Oh my. My jaw drops. Pat down my arms. Firm. I press a hand to my stomach. Flat. I trail higher. No way. My hands fly to my chest. They're perky. By the spirits above, I have breasts again. Perky, full, no sag, no back pain. This is a miracle. These are the breasts of a woman in her prime, not a retired ryokan owner who needed at least 2 layers of fabric and a prayer to hold them up before. But before I can even begin to celebrate this ridiculous, beautiful miracle, something is definitely moving behind me. No. I turn my head, hoping I'm just seeing things, but no, it's a tail. A red furred tail sways behind me, wagging so cheerfully that I can't even wrap my brain around the fact that it's mine. Hold on. Stop that. I am absolutely not happy, tail. I am terrified, and this is not a wagging situation. Oh. My hands tremble even more, trying to make sense of everything. My skin, my tail, my lack of... Oh! I'm naked. I was bare as the day I was born, but with a tail, claws, and some kind of breast enhancement? Ah, no. A breeze rolls across the bridge. My entire, very exposed, pressure revived, nobody was supposed to see this body, prickles. But stay calm and stay dignified. Don't let them see you sweat, even though they can absolutely see you sweating right now because you are naked. But of course, there is no dignity to be had. I collapse into a ball, desperately using my tail as a modesty screen. How embarrassing. To be seen like this is a fate worse than death. But I'm not alone. I hear footsteps. No, more like claw steps, followed by rustling robes and a horrible skittering sound. No, absolutely not. I will not look. La la la, no, I can't see you if I can't hear the skittering. I am not entertaining whatever fresh horror that was. A shadow looms behind me. A robed figure glides past, pauses, and slowly backs away, as if I'm the strange one. You know, we got some Kitsune, we got some Nekomata, we got Umbrella Man. Who else is in these? Oh, he's a little like Jizo guys. I can't remember what the like yokai itself is called. I guess this was clear by my saying umbrella guy. Yeah, it's fine. The umbrellas are only like maybe the most famous yokai. I don't need to remember the names of any of them. Another one, sporting a long serpentine tail, grins at me, showing off a mouthful of sharp teeth. I pretend I didn't see it. They're everywhere. I'm being circled by spirits. Possibly man-eating spirits? I hope I'm not on the menu. That's it! I will not be making eye contact with anything that looks like it might eat me. Deep breath. Focus. Handled rowdy nobles, drunken guests, and several matchmaking attempts. I can handle this. Alright. First things first, close. And then I figure out what in the world just happened to me. I push myself up, careful, composed, and... New arrival, huh? Cute tail. Followed by a burst of laughter. Oh, splendid. Public humiliation. On day 1. Lovely. Alright, breathe. Pretend you're fine. My fingers twitch. Something deep inside me whispers, move low, stay quick, bare your teeth if you must. And for once, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. Come now, old girl. You've handled worse than this. I prepare to stand, back straight, chin up, like I've done for decades. Nope, too fast. I push off the ground, but instead of a slow rise, I practically catapult myself into the air. Oh dear, why is my center of gravity all wrong? The bridge vanishes and the night air rushes past me as I tumble towards... Oh, heaven's sake, not this again. Can a woman not stay dry for 5 minutes? Water, again, but this time it feels different. I seem to be breathing underwater. Well, that's new. It's certainly an improvement over my previous life. At least I don't have to worry about dying twice in one night. Didn't I drown already today? Fine. If the afterlife is just a series of puddles, I'll live at the bottom. But before I decide to stay here out of sheer stubbornness, the water lashes out. A hand catches me, yanking me forward with a grip that says, "Stop embarrassing yourself and get out of my river." Oh, that is a very impressive hand. Very firm. I'm pulled upward before I can finish the thought. My head breaks the surface and finally, I see him. My goodness. Now, I've seen many men in my life. Strong men, handsome men, men who paid extra for the private onsen package. But this one? He is something else entirely. I mean, just look at those sculpted features and that luscious white hair. He looks like an old torn war banner that is still standing out of sheer spite. Still, what a view. Then he drapes his kimono over me, hand lingering just long enough to ensure it stays. It's been decades since a handsome man held me with such grave solemnity. I could just melt. You all right? Just let it all out. Just hi, you pretty. No, you know what? She's sassy. She's sassy and yet refined. Just give him the basic thank you. Just, oh, thanks. I'm fine, thank you. How fortunate you were here. I place a hand over my chest. He watches me, silent as a grave, then offers a tiny nod of acknowledgement. Can you walk? More than I ever have before, actually. He slowly extends his hand. Come, I'll help you cross. Well, since you're insisting. I take his hand. My, he's steady. I'd say it feels like a warm, solid grip, handled with a cautious steadiness that's actually rather refreshing. And together we walk. This is a dream, isn't it? Does it feel like one? I watch the way he moves, wondering if the face matches the body. It usually does in stories like this, doesn't it? He's probably quite a heartbreaker under that metal shell. I don't know. You're rather intriguing for a dream. His grip on my waist tightens slightly. Aha! That got a reaction. This old girl has barely been dead an hour and I'm already finding buttons to push. Because it's not a dream. Well, I suppose if I had to fall into anyone's arms, yours aren't the worst. He doesn't take the bait and gently nudges his head forward. The bridge is a dangerous place for a fresh soul to linger. Huh, no sense of play whatsoever. Straight back to business then. All right, dear. Do me a favor. Confirm it for me. Are you... we? Yokai? Indeed we are. I recall the stories now. Yokai are reincarnated from living souls. Isn't that the way of it? I pinch my hand again, it hurts. And I am still here. So this is real then. I've actually gone and done it. Well, Akine, you have two choices. Fall into an existential crisis or flirt your way through it. How scandalous. How odd. We'll go, Scandal. I bat my eyelashes at him. You know, my best damsel in distress act. We both definitely know I'm the one causing the distress. Oh my, how scandalous. Am I a pretty one? The Okami is usually a majestic creature. Okami? Is that what I reincarnated into? Here I thought I was doing a lovely job. Are you saying I'm not majestic, sir? Excuse me. I can be majestic or tantalizing depending on who's watching. Or attempt to. No reply then. Typical. I notice his shoulders tense up for the nth time today. He remains silent, but his fingers twitch as if he's physically holding back a retort. I grin, my tail swishing behind me, and I realize it's wagging like a happy puppy's. Down, you ridiculous thing! I slap a hand over the fur to keep it still, but it clearly has its own agenda. He lets out a grunt, half annoyed, half amused, and turns his head away. Oh dear, I am ready to pluck this tail away. We should keep moving. Oh no, I went back. Ugh. Yeah. All right. Oh no, okay, she'll pretend the tail didn't happen. All right, so it's true then. I died with unfinished business and came back all supernatural. Humans do not become yokai without cause. Let me guess the recipe. Heavy pour of desire, twist of longing, generous splash of regret. You always say intense feelings linger. Honestly, I was practically marinated in them. You understand your situation surprisingly quickly. I curl my fingers into the fabric of the kimono around me. It's strange. I feel more here than I did when I was alive. I didn't want to die alone. That was it. Grand finale of my life was a desperate wish for a hand to hold. For a moment, only the river answers me. It was powerful enough. Lovely. 70 years of holding out for something more, and I end up half drowned in a clingy kimono with a ruggedly handsome masked man. I'd call it misfortune, but the shoulders are an adequate trade-off. Or you were simply too loud for the afterlife to ignore. Cheeky! But I suppose a man who can return fire is much better than one who just broods. I spent my entire life running a ryokan, only to die and become a yokai. Some might call that a bit on the nose. All right then, what's the routine? Do I just sit here looking fabulous until someone comes to collect me, or am I free to wander off and find some poor soul to pester? You decide that. Oh dear, very helpful. Incredibly vague. He should write fortune cookies. As simple as that. Yes. After all, even as a yokai, it's still your life. Aha! So comes with free will. Excellent. I was hoping this wouldn't be one of those ominous, bound to an ancient curse situations. I see a smirk. Oh, he's definitely judging me. Disappointed? Devastated. I look past him at the mist-covered bridge ahead. Now, before I start deciding my path, where were you going before I made that spectacular descent into the river? I'd say you look like a man with somewhere to be. Home. Home, And where might that be? There. He lifts his chin slightly, and as if on cue, the mist moves to reveal a structure at the end of the bridge. Is that a ryokan? Yes. A ryokan in the spirit world. Indeed. Spend my whole life running an inn and fate sends me right back to the front desk? My, the universe has a very dry sense of humor, it seems. And you live there? Yes. I crossed my arms, sizing him up. He's as unreadable as ever, but something about his tone is humoring me. With rooms? Yes. A big, sturdy building like that must have plenty of quiet, empty corners. Perhaps a room with a view for a lady who's had a very long day? He shifts ever so slightly, realizing that he has walked straight into whatever trap I have set. Perhaps. Oh dear, how very fortunate for me! His arms cross over his chest, and for a second, I swear he's fighting back the urge to smirk. And you intend to claim it just like that? Well, I did just die and come back as a yokai. I feel that entitles me to at least one complimentary perk. One. For now. I tapped my chin, pretending to think. Tell you what, I'll earn it. Let me help out at your inn. Sweep a few hallways, clean the guest rooms, and look breathtaking while doing it. It'll be a fair trade. There's a beat of silence, then. I've made a mistake. Wonderful! I'll take it. He lets out a breath so heavy, I'm surprised he doesn't sink into the bridge. The man looks at the river, then at me, clearly mourning his lost peace and quiet. Finally, he gives up on life and starts walking. I follow him with a grin on my face. Well, he can huff and puff till his face turns blue, but I've already mentally claimed a room there. The ryokan looms ahead, and well, it's a building, technically. It's practically begging to collapse and call it quits. My, it's very... What do the younger people call it these days? Rustic? Not exactly. Welcome, weary traveler, enjoy your stay, is it? No. This isn't exactly how things used to be, is it? It was. Did the previous owner simply walk out? Or did the building just lose the will to live first? Either one sounds equally tragic, though. Please. A man with such impressive shoulders really shouldn't be keeping house in a place that looks this miserable. Do you honestly expect me to believe it was always quite this... inviting? I can practically hear the unspoken sigh before it leaves him. Are you quite finished? No, I haven't even started. Well then, don't let me stop you. That sounds like a challenge. Unless, of course, he's mocking me. And at last, we step inside. Oh. That oh is the sound of decades of experience shrieking in horror. It's worse than I thought. Ryokan should be warm and inviting, but this place feels like it's waiting for permission to die, and frankly, look at those sills. I'm tempted to give in. This is a disaster. I am aware. Ah, goodness, just like that? No attempt to sugarcoat it? Would there be a point? Alright, that's fair. What happened here? I lost the power to sustain it. My will and the buildings drifted apart. You say that like you misplaced it under a cushion. You can't just lose the ability to maintain a ryokan. Or can you? I have no idea. That would have been easier if I had. And how long has it been like this? Very long. That, at least I believe. I feel a ghost of a heartbeat in that sentence. This lobby is a wreck, yes, but there's a desperate sort of order to it. Someone is giving their all just to keep this poor place breathing. I should walk away. I'm dead. I'm officially retired from the headache of hospitality. But even with that mask hiding his face, I know that slump in his shoulders. I've seen that exact same silhouette in the mirror on the nights I thought my own ryokan would swallow me whole. It's a heavy burden, isn't it? Running a house that's forgotten to love you back. You're keeping the lights on with sheer willpower, even though you're running on empty. You think if you stop, everything ends. I've lived that life. It's a heavy kind of lonely. His hands are still, but those shoulders are shaking. Looks like I've hit a nerve. Have you changed your mind, then, about staying here? Leave? And let that poor man keep moping in the dark? I'm not cruel. I can't see an inn like this and walk away. Not when it still has bones strong enough to stand. Change my mind? Goodness, I've just upgraded my ambitions. I'm not just gonna help out. I'm gonna help you revitalize it. Suppose it's true what they say. Once an Okami, always an Okami. I simply refuse to let a house with this much history die. Help? Indeed. Consider me a very well-timed gift from the heavens. Or the river, take your pick. I don't need it. Oh, I'm sure you don't. But that doesn't mean you should turn it down. People realize the weight of this place and vanish when they stay and try to change things they don't understand. Don't call it help then. Call it professional meddling. Persistent. And you're very set in your ways. It's a match made in heaven, no? He exhales slowly, starting to realize that no isn't in my vocabulary today. And your price? What do you gain from tying yourself to a sinking ship? A place to stay, obviously. Is that so? I've lived long enough to know when someone is hiding their true motives behind a clever tongue. He sounds surprisingly amused. Oh, just a little sugar for my soul. You're easy on the eyes, and that's payment enough for me. Besides, it's either helping out at your creepy ryokan or wandering around until something with detachable jaws decides I look crunchy. I tilt my head, practically begging for a reaction. A twitch? A frown? No, not a single spark. He's just giving off this heavy, exhausted silence that's frankly exhausting me just by looking at it. Besides, you need help and I need purpose. Let's not complicate a mutually beneficial arrangement. And you assume you can do better in keeping this place than me. I know I can do better. His ears prick up as if I've genuinely surprised him. You claim experience, then? Dear, I used to walk barefoot through corridors, balancing ledgers, calming guests, and yelling at staff, all before breakfast. I let the silence hang, watching him piece it together. Then tell me, Okami-sama, what would you do to improve it? Well, moving a single chair would count as a renovation at this point, wouldn't it? We'll start with the cobwebs. We're getting entirely too comfortable, and I don't share my workspace with 8-legged squatters. Then we tackle the lighting. It's so dim in here, I can't tell if I'm talking to a landlord or a coat rack. It's gloomy, even for the afterlife. And I'm pretty sure I felt something evil whispering in that cupboard. That's gotta go. I motion towards the dust-covered reception table next. Shoddy doesn't even begin to cover it. You want them to check in, not check for exits. I glance towards the empty seating area where the chairs look rather dusty and unkempt. It's offensive, really. They look like they've forgotten what a human, or a spirit, even feels like sitting on them. Back in my ryokan, oh, what a time that was! The lanterns always glowed warmly, the sake never stopped flowing, and I knew the name of every guest who ever dared to flirt with me. I may have been alone behind the curtains, but the halls never were. Laughter, footsteps, whispers in the night, sometimes scandalous, sometimes not. It was loud, it was messy, and most importantly, alive. Well, this is a shrine to silence, and frankly, silence is a terrible host. It's a disaster, dear. A total heartbreak of a building. And you believe you can fix this? Oh, I don't believe. I know. Arrogant. If you are as skilled as you claim. Oh, it's a very big if for you, isn't it? Feel free to test me. I adore an audience. He studies me for a long moment, and I catch the precise moment he finally realizes he's not winning this or anything else today. Fine, have it your way. But when you fail, don't say I didn't warn you. Careful. By next week, you'll be thanking me. You'll work here then. Naturally. And you will follow my rules. Ooh, define follow. The man just turns on his heel, expecting me to follow. This is going to be entertaining. Well then, now that you've accepted my offer, I suppose I should at least know who my boss is. Shimon. And who are you supposed to be, Shimon? I suppose your resume is more impressive than your housekeeping? I'm one of the 4 mythical beasts. He answers with the casual indifference of someone commenting on the weather. I beg your pardon? The azure dragon, the vermilion bird, the white tiger, the black tortoise. I am the white tiger. Wait, the white tiger, the one from the scrolls? The very same. I slowly let my gaze travel up and down, actually looking at him. This frail, wilting daikon radish of a man is the legendary Byakko? Huh. Oh, he's just going to simply stand there with that little smirk, isn't he? And how, pray tell, does one of the 4 mythical beasts end up looking like this? That's not important. It's the most interesting thing in this room. Why are you hiding in a ruin like this? I'm not obligated to answer that. Fine, I'll let it go. For now. Fine, fine. Let's start over then. I'm Akine, former Okami of Ryokan Tsukikage in the human world. I ran my ryokan for decades. Know how to handle guests, manage staff, and maintain order. Do you now? A challenge! Ooh, delightful! Dear, I once managed a summer festival, 3 weddings, and a pipe burst all in one day. While wearing a kimono with a busted hem, I practically breathe hospitality. I kept that place running on time, under budget, and with guests so happy, they left gifts. Shimon doesn't answer before shaking his head sarcastically. You're very hubristic for a wolf who was just playing log in the rapids a few hours ago. Excuse me? Odd. My memory suggests you were a floating, bedraggled ball of fur that needed saving. I was just testing if I'd die a second time if I actually drowned. So, meh. Truly, then you must be thrilled I cut your experiment short. You were looking quite finished. Fine. You won this round. Welcome then to your new home. In that case, boss, why don't you give me the grand tour? I assume you've at least identified which disasters need my attention first. Perhaps. Look at him go, pretending he's not one stiff breeze away from a tumble. Naturally, I match his pace. I could easily overtake him and do a lap around this dusty hallway, but why ruin the view? It's high-quality entertainment watching a legendary beast play I'm fine when he's actually exhausted. Just as I'm considering how long he'll keep up the act, I catch sight of my reflection in a dusty mirror. Right. I'm still wearing his robe. It's scandalously slipping off one shoulder, draping around me in a way that could be either elegant or suggestive depending on the lighting. My. And here I am strolling through your home in nothing but your clothing. What would the spirits say? Shimon stops mid-step and turns to me. You require proper clothing. Do I? I think this look has a certain charm. A bit daring. Quite refined, actually. Stay here. Such a commanding tone. He doesn't dignify with a response, rude, and disappears down a hall, leaving me alone. I take the opportunity to glance around. What was this place like before, when it was alive? And why does he seem so reluctant to talk about it? Before I can dig too deeply into my own curiosity, Shimon returns, carrying a neatly folded kimono. The moment my fingers brush the fabric, I notice something immediately. It's well kept. There's a faint, lingering scent, soft, floral, distinctly not his. A woman's scent. Oh, Shimon. Who's the lucky lady? Why am I wearing her kimono? Well, we'll ask this time. Oh, boss. Whose kimono did you just give me? He recoils slightly as if I just hit a nerve. It was the only one left available. Was it? Nothing but silence. Curious. The fabric is elegant and preserved with care. Not the kind of thing a man like him would keep out of convenience. Funny thing, though, a forgotten garment wouldn't be this well kept. Are you going to change, or do you prefer to stand here and test my patience? Ooh, I love testing patience, but you already knew that. Ha! That's not a disagreement. Well, whoever this kimono belonged to, they mattered. A lover, perhaps? Thank you. This hallway leads to the guest rooms. How many are there? More than enough, but they are unused. Don't worry, boss. I have plenty of ideas to bring life back to this place. I will reserve judgment. He strides ahead before I can retort. The scenery has changed, but the dance hasn't. Checking latches, counting shadows, keeping the world from falling apart. Spent decades doing exactly what he's doing now. He looks just as bone-tired as I felt the day everything ended. This is one of the guest rooms. Oh? He slides the shoji door open with a smooth motion, revealing the room inside. I hope no one died in this room. None, yet. His voice is as dry as the air in here. Seems like evil spirits are the only ones staying here. This needs to change. I swish my tail, stepping further inside. A little warmth, a little charm, a lot of exorcism, and scrubbing, and this place should be something special. I simply cannot wait. All right. First order of business. Who's cleaning all this? That would be you. My dear, do you really think I'd fall for that? You are the Okami now. Yes, and a proper Okami delegates. Speaking of, where are all the staff? Surely you weren't running this place alone? No, there were others. Were? A soldier spirit who cooked, a broom that never stopped sweeping, a lazy river dweller who barely did anything unless bribed. And the robe I woke up in. Was that from the broom or the river dweller? No, that was mine. Sheesh, he says it as if that's just another towel on the rack. Well then, I'll return it eventually, after I stop enjoying how soft it is. As you wish. Back to the matter at hand. When my strength faded, they withdrew. Yokai bound to a place need energy to remain. Without it, they slumber or disappear. So they've been asleep this whole time? Perhaps. Or waiting. I can no longer tell the difference. He says it like it doesn't hurt, but something in his voice tells me it does. Ugh. His weight shifts. Something is off. Boss? His posture wavers. His balance falters, and before I know it, he collapses. Shimon! I move without thinking, catching him before he fully crumples to the floor. It's a good thing I've got the strength of a wolf now. Otherwise, we'd both be a heap on the floor. He's lighter than I expected. Surprisingly so. For someone built like a mountain god, I thought I'd need divine intervention, or at least a sturdy wheelbarrow. Oh, you overdid it, didn't you? Silence. I sigh. pressing my fingers lightly to his wrist, checking the pulse beneath his skin. Wait, do yokai even have a pulse? I'm alive. I smoothed a stray lock of white hair away from his mask, brushing it carefully behind his ear. You really don't take care of yourself, huh? It looks like he might respond, but in the end, he doesn't. Lucky for you, dear. You've just hired the best Okami there is. He groaned softly. I take that as acceptance. Now, where's your room? Unnecessary. Ah, yes, I forgot. He's one of those. The quiet, brooding types who wear their past like a second mask and dare you to ask what's underneath. Let me guess. You think you can sleep anywhere, don't you? Yes. No, absolutely not. If I let you, you'll curl up in some drafty hallway and waste away in your sleep. A proper Ryokan master must have a proper room. He exhales. Aggressively. The nerve. Look, you can fight me on this, or you can just tell me where it is and I'll let you sleep in peace. Your choice. End of the hall. Alright, boss. Up we go. So, this is Shimon's room. It's exactly what I expected, which is to say, very dull. It's organized to a fault, but it's completely hollow. He's clearly decided that living is just a series of chores between naps. I'm tempted to put down a shogi table out of spite. I shift my grip again. Still surprised I'm carrying him at all, to be honest, and lower him carefully onto the futon. The second he touched the mattress, his body fully gave in to the exhaustion. You've made your life so small, haven't you? Most people keep a memento to remind them of who they are. If you've stripped everything away, what exactly are you holding on to? Silence, which is expected, but still. Let's help change his clothes. Shimon is drenched in sweat. Without thinking, I reach for the collar of his robe, loosening the fabric slightly to help him breathe. My fingers brush his chest and, oh, he's absolutely searing. Is he running a fever? And yet the moment I touch him, it's my own face that starts burning up. He's conscious enough to point toward the chest, which means he knows exactly where my hands are, and he's not doing a thing to stop them. Are your clothes in there? He gives the smallest nod, and tilting, observing me. I move to the chest, slide it open. Inside, a stack of folded robes, identical in design. I grab one from the top and return. All right, let's get you out of this, boss. No funny business? I'm doing this as a professional, a responsible adult. I know how to do this. I've spent decades managing crises and tending to sick staff and guests. But as I kneel here, my hands feel like they belong to a stranger. I pull the robe down, my palm grazing his back by mistake. Shimon inhales as a tremor runs through him. And Kami-sama, I am definitely out of my depth. Hold still, all right? Shimon exhales slowly now, then speaks with a low tone. You're very thorough, Okami-sama. My fingers freeze just below his collarbone. My heart does something rather scandalous. To think, he's half dead with fever and still has the gall to tease me. I hold my tongue, but only because his fever is doing the talking for him. There, that's better. He'll be back to grumbling at me in no time. I find a stray fold in his sleeve just to keep my hand against him. It's an excuse to stay close, but Shimon doesn't call my bluff. Sleep well, Shimon. Now that that's settled, he really was planning to shoulder all this alone, wasn't he? How long has he been carrying this weight? There's no staff to help out in this broken place, and this man is too stubborn to ask for help. But I've always had a soft spot for beautiful things in need of repair. And you, White Tiger, are long overdue for someone to take care of you for once. I will drag this place back to life, and maybe you along with it. All right, this place is a mess. Let's fix that. Eyes sharp. Dust, cobwebs, gunk. Whatever doesn't belong, it's getting evicted. This is still a ryokan, gosh darn it, and it will start acting like one. Let's keep finding and clearing every nook and cranny. The more I clean, the lighter the air will feel. Alright. We missed one the first time we played this. So yeah, we'll find our 3 objects in every area. We're doing it this time. And who knows, I might dig up a few little secrets the boss forgot to dust over while I'm at it. We'll start at the bridge. Let's see. Glowing eyes from the mist. Lovely. Exactly the atmosphere I wanted for a cozy ryokan. Yeah, get him. A charm tied with careful knots. I don't think it's a mere decoration. Urshimon's strength had already waned back then. There's 1. Ah, an Ofuda. 2. Whoever the writer was, they prayed for Byakko, not to Byakko. Now where will be our 3rd? Wait, it's gonna be over here. Nature's reclaiming this place. I suppose I should reclaim it. Off with you, vines. Was that? There we go. Well. This little embroidery has hand-stitched initials in a white letter. M. No guest takes the time to embroider a napkin just for fun. Alright, now we can freely clean. Oh well. It's either caused by swamp gas or a creature lurking underneath the water. I don't want to deal with either. Ugh. Absolutely not. I refuse to be dragged underwater by those hands. Yeah! Oh, wonderful. Whispering from the trees. Probably eavesdropping spirits. Get them out of there. Murky water, murky history, murky everything. Honestly, boss, what were you doing out here all those years? Don't think about what caused it, just scrub it clean. Scrubba. Oh, I forgot to give the vines. And now where are we missing a clicky click? Click. Oh, the guy in the tree. Get out of here, guy in tree. And we got our 3. Now we just gotta find our last thing we're supposed to be cleaning. What am I missing? Looks good. I mean, it's gotta be the lanterns. They do be looking like shit. Oh, there it was. Area clean! And 3 guys located. The lilies are pretty. You'll love a nice morning glory moment. Alright. To the entrance! Alright, now we got this one. Packed but never used. Maybe whoever had this left in such a hurry it was forgotten. I wonder why Shimon never bothered moving it. A torn scroll. Either someone left in a hurry and accidentally ripped it, or there was a fight and this was the aftermath. I should be signing in, not having a sneezing fit. Let's clean this guest book. Look at this handwriting. Very sophisticated. Very intricate. I think whoever wrote this was probably the type who labeled all the storage jars and rearranged the towels and board. Even though the writing is faded, he still keeps it here. I think this wooden plaque is important to him. Alright, there's our 3 here. We're golden. Right above the guest book. It's just rude. No one wants to sign in under a spider ambush. Kya! I think the windows are the only ones dazzling in this ryokan, thanks to these suspicious yellow stains. A little light would be nice. Preferably the non-ominous kind. Oh, of course there's dried blood on the floor. This place wasn't creepy enough already. Someone is still waiting here. But for what? For who? So, get out of here. Get out of here, spooky ghost. Ah, yes. Cobweb to the face. More haunted manor than ryokan, really. The poor plan is trying its best, so the creepy crawlies have to go. You know, if you're gonna lurk inside the cupboard, at least offer to help Dust. Okay, get out of there. Area clean. And we got our 3 things. So now we just gotta find all 3 in the guest room. Which I know we got. You get this guy. And this charm looks handmade. Crude shape, but with love in every dent. It's a tiger like the Byakko. So he kept it. So either he's sentimental or really bad at spring cleaning. Serene mind like still water. I think that means a mind unruffled by events and the stresses of life. Is that what the writer strived for? This letter's been hidden in here and folded so many times before. I read the sentence, Dear Shimon, and immediately close it again. This item feels too personal. I don't think it's my place to snoop around. Alright, we got 'em all. Who wants to sleep with a cobweb over their head? Imagine sleeping here and a face peeks from behind the glass like a clingy past lover that won't go away. Beautiful view like this, ruined by spiders with no sense of hospitality. Blasphemous! I hope Shimon doesn't keep a literal corpse in here instead of figuratively. Ah, of course, because sleep paralysis wasn't terrifying enough already. You know, just a couple of eyeballs poking up out of everything. Go away, terrible little hands. I hope this isn't a guest's leftovers. That would be awkward to clean. I'm not touching it with my bare hands to make sure. Eyeballs, get out of here. Alright, let's take care of this closet. If anything lunges out of this closet, I swear I'm setting it on fire with sake. Are you clean? I step back, surveying my work with no small amount of satisfaction. The dust? Gone. The cobwebs? Vanquished. The evil spirits are probably migrating somewhere else. Then I hear footsteps behind me. I turn just as Shimon enters and... Oh, no! What? Why is he handsome? Why does he look like that after barely a nap? His skin has color again, his shoulders look broader, his jawline is more defined. Bet I could use it to slice mochi. Can sleeping for a little bit change his appearance so drastically? Is that allowed? My gaze absolutely betrays me, and of course he notices. Ahem. I cleared my throat so hard I might have dislodged my spine and immediately throw my hands toward the freshly cleaned lobby. Well, look who's up and walking. What do you think? It is acceptable. Oh, I'm sorry, did I mishear? Because it sounded like you just undersold my miracle work? Everything is still standing. That is an improvement. I gasp. You've got to have an oh no, he's hot. Everything is still standing after all I've done. This is the level of praise I get. Would you prefer a ceremony? A festival in your honor? A small compliment wouldn't hurt. Nor would a parade. Parade, please. Now we'll see if the spirits can play instruments. He just joke back? Did my ears trick me? Admit it. You're impressed. You did well. Wait. Say it again. No. Oh, just once more, please, so I can cherish your compliment. I'll say only this. It's nice to walk through a place that does not resemble an evil spirit's final resting place. Aha! Victory. And it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory. I fold my arms triumphantly while well, I can't tell what his expression is under that mask. But I know he approves. Perhaps it is time. Time? To reopen. Start gathering power again. And let's do it! Step forward, tilting my head, watching him closely. I'll make this ryokan shine again, boss. Just you watch. We will see. No, we will succeed. He's gone, and for the first time in ages, the ryokan feels like it's alive again. Well, I cleared the grime, but the real mess is about to arrive soon. This wasn't in the schedule. I said, let's have tea near the bridge and watch the river. Not, let's accidentally dig up your entire emotional history, boss. But here we are, right before the inn is about to open its doors again. Figured we could both use a moment to breathe before someone inevitably demands a refund since we are understaffed. So I set the cups down, steal a glance at him, and say, "Tea?" He replied with a nod, and is now sitting across from me as I pour the tea. Tell me something, boss. Have you ever shared tea with someone as alluring as I am? I'd rather not answer. You'd get cocky. Oh, he thinks he's clever tonight. Careful. Say one more charming thing and I might start thinking this is a date. It's merely tea. He sips unbothered while I sip louder and very bothered. You're lucky I find deadpan charm appealing. I used to sit like this with someone many years ago. He had lovely hands and terrible timing. Did he leave? Said life at the ryokan wasn't romantic enough. Shame. I looked very good in an apron. What about you? Surely even white tigers have a romantic face? He sets his cup down, then pauses. Come on, boss, give me something. There was someone. Now we're getting somewhere. Someone, That's all I get? You did not offer a name either. All right, fair. But mine didn't leave behind fancy handmade gifts like calligraphy or a tiger figurine that you can find lying around. Seems like that one got a reaction. You've been snooping, it seems. I manage an inn, so I don't snoop, dear. I uncover. What was she like? She liked quiet places. And then she would have hated me. She would. But I wouldn't. My. Dangerous choice of words. That was quite a bold statement, boss. Interpret it however you wish. But you deflected from my original question. Of course I didn't mean to pry, boss. I'm above that. But I was just wondering if I should be jealous of a ghost with good taste. Jealousy would be pointless. So's resisting me, but here we are. We finish our tea in silence. Well then, that's enough honesty for one cup. Agreed. Let him keep his secrets. For now. Seems like word travels faster than smoke in the afterlife. I'm finishing up my rounds when the sound of shuffling footsteps hits the porch. Kasa Obake. That's his name. Like I could remember the ka part, but then it was like, what the hell is the little umbrella guy's names? My, is this the place with the new Okami? I felt the energy all the way down the old road. Oh, heavens, the first one has arrived. So soon? My most charming welcome, practiced to perfection. But as I open my mouth, the shadows behind them begin to multiply. Suddenly, there are 3, 6, a dozen sets of glowing eyes behind them. Welcome. Oh, goodness me. One at a time, if you please. My greeting is lost in the noise. They're ignoring me entirely. The guest rooms might be ready, but the rest of the ryokan is a disgrace. I haven't had time to hide. I need backup immediately. Time to find the one man who refuses to panic. Boss! Shimon! We have guests. Quite a lot of them, very suddenly. The ryokan is not ready for this level of enthusiasm. I need your assistance in the lobby immediately. Oh, thank Kami-sama. He appears beside me instantly, looking far too serene for a man whose lobby is packed with curious yokai. It seems like many have felt my energy changing. I clutch his sleeve and haul him toward the hallway, nearly tripping over in panic. Courtesy be damned, we're not ready! The onsen is a mess, the kitchen is a disaster, and the dining room is still possessed. I'm a professional, but I am not a miracle worker. What do we do? He surveys the chaos pouring in, irritatingly unfazed. Handle what you can handle. Improvise the rest. Improvise? Oh heavens, I'm gonna faint. You suggesting I wing an opening night for this many souls? Consider it your first real test. The gall of that man. Does he actually believe in me, or is he just hoping to see me humiliated? I don't know, and I don't care. But this woman refuses to be a laughingstock. A ryokan must never turn away a guest. Let's show everyone what this new Okami is capable of, shall we? I return to the guests and welcome the 3 new guests walking in. 3 of them. Kitsune's, right? Finally, these doors are open again. Smells different, too. Less decay. More welcoming. Must be the new Okami's touch. Oh, flattery suits you, darlings. Keep it up and I might accidentally leave an extra bottle of sake in your room tonight. That's right, 'tis I, your new Okami, Akine. I'm the one doing the impossible and making sure our Byako-sama over there stays properly stressed. Quite bold. Oh, she's fun. We'll see how long it lasts. I flash them a grin sharp enough to make a grumpy Oni blush. But before I can really get my momentum going, another guest saunters in. It's, wait. 2 tails? Pointy ears? Right, Nekomata. I think? I've only read about them in dusty scrolls, but seen one in the flesh. Well, soul is a different story. New Okami is very cute. Cute, am I? Heavens, if they only knew the panic behind this cute smile, they'd be truly impressed. And then, a tanuki arrives, with his eyes glinting and his pockets jiggling. Well, new house and a new face. I bet the rates are still flexible. Look at that. I almost want to charge him double just for the sheer audacity. But my real entertainment arrives on cue. Shimon finally steps in. You may ask for a reimbursement if you have problems with our service. Boss. We're still severely lacking staff here. Please do not say something so bold. The tanuki whistles smugly. Oh, look at you all polished and polite again. I thought you'd forgotten how to host. It's been a long time, old friend. Did you listen to that voice? Goodness, he's actually being pleasant. My, such grace, Byako-sama. Have you been hiding this side of yourself from me on purpose? Huh. I've always been charming, Okami-sama. Oh, I could have a lot more fun with this new, rejuvenated, charming Shimon. Another guest walks in before I can answer to that. Well, well, I've heard about the tale of a rare mountain dweller from Kumamoto. He's an Abura Sumashi. He's smiling, but his smile looks rather concerned. The old Okami, is she not here? I immediately catch the tension in Shimon's shoulders. The Abura Sumashi is asking exactly what I've been dying to know, and what Shimon has stubbornly refused to answer. It's the forbidden topic, isn't it? The great taboo? If I can't get the truth from Shimon, maybe I can get it from him instead. Is it worth the risk? Divert! Divert! Topic change! Topic change! Well, let's not dwell on people who have moved on. This is a ryokan, and it's high time we had some cheer in here. Honestly, my predecessor left me with quite the mess to scrub away. No matter, I've never been one to shy away from a little challenge. It's quite a heavy burden for the new Okami, let alone such a young yokai. Oh, I like it heavy. Girl! And I'm also incredibly thorough, so I promise everyone will leave with a smile on their face. Isn't that right, boss? Well, I wonder if Shimon approves. And there it is. The tension has definitely drained out of him. Ha! Oh, a laugh? Or was that a scoff? Regardless, I'm officially in control of this situation. Let's hope this keeps up. Listen to that. The sweet sound of chaos and heavy luggage clattering on the floor. Laughter is skipping through the corridors again, and frankly, it's about time. Well, almost. Because these walls are still wearing a bit too much gloom for my taste. We really must do something about this as soon as we can. A lovely revival you have here. Truly! It has such character. Though I find myself wondering if you hired new staff. You look rather unwelcoming. Your eyes are as sharp as your taste, my lady. It is a work in progress, I assure you. You see, I'm merely letting the building wake up slowly. One wouldn't startle the spirits with too much brilliance all at once, isn't it? They'll get angry. That's so. Must be exhausting playing the perfect hostess while you're so clearly undermanned. But don't worry, little Okami. With a tongue as sharp as yours, I'm sure you'll find a way to fix everything eventually. She winks, then disappears into her room. I look at my boss, fishing for a compliment, waiting for any gesture of acknowledgement. A nod, a sigh of relief, maybe even a smile if he's feeling particularly charitable, or heavens willing, even a chuckle. You're absolutely glowing, boss. I take it you're thrilled? Thrilled might be pushing it, but yes, this is acceptable. Pleased with the inn? Or with the view in front of you? Well, Kami-sama, you're reaching. Reaching? Dear, I don't need to reach. You already heard me. Huh, then hold back a little. The guests can only handle so much of you. My, that was quite a dangerous ask. Very well, boss. We shall see. But of course, he's already turning his back, returning to that utterly infuriating brick wall composure of his, before I can even manage to answer that. Come on, Okami-sama. You have a ryokan to run. We've no time to play around. The check-in was the easy part. But dinner is looming. We're short on hands and on patience as well. and the dining hall alongside the kitchen still looks like a disgrace. So, the great Okami-sama will be hand-delivering meals tonight after she made them herself. Somehow. I wouldn't cook a turnip in here, but I have knives and Shimon keeps fresh ingredients for himself. Sashimi and hand-pressed onigiri will simply do. What's this? One old tray for 20 mouths. Ha! Prestige my tale. A meal is coming, Elder, and another behind it, and another behind that. I ask only a sliver of patience, perhaps? Then I expect my rice and pickles to be served alongside it, And the standards of this establishment fallen so far that we are now skipping courses. You bark so loudly for someone already holding a tray at your door, Elder. Why not savor what you've been given? Silence, Parasol! Esteemed guests, please! A professional establishment requires a certain level of decorum. If you're quite done, I have a kitchen to attend to. I glide away before they can reply, with one tray in each hand and another in balance on my tail. Well, hasn't this old gal learned a handy new trick? 1 door, 2 doors, 3 doors. Your dinner, honored guest. Flash the smile, drop the bow, and pivot. Back I go for more. Heavens, I'm making this look good. If I had this energy in my past life, I wouldn't have to sell my old ryokan. But, oh dear, one wing down and my arms are aching in the most unflattering way. Those last trays on the counter look like they've doubled in weight since I last saw them. Is this overwork speaking, or does a new yokai body come with strength that drains quicker than expected? I reach for the next one and, oh? A hand appears beside mine, lifting the tray right out of my grasp. Your pace is impressive, Okami-sama. Your balance is another matter. Excuse me? Teasing? From him? Oh, taking a good look at my form, are you? If you're just going to stand there enjoying the show while I struggle with grace, the least you could do is offer a hand. I pivot away too fast, rushing to grab another tray, and my foot catches the edge of the mat. Dat! Ah, dear. My grip fails and I stumble forward. Talk about a lack of grace. I brace for the fall, but instead of the floor, I hit something warm and surprisingly solid? Careful, Okami-sama. He sets me back upright before picking up another full stack of dishes. Oh my. He is far too close for my composure. Shimon moves to take the heavy lifting off my hands, and somehow my heart does a little somersault that has nothing to do with my near trip before. Well now, boss. And here I thought you were only good at carrying authority. There's more to me than authority, Okami-sama. Most of which you have yet to say. Aha! For a moment, I'm unable to retort. If you need my help that much, I suppose I can lend a hand, or two. Give me half the rooms. I'll take the far wing. You handle the near one. For the first time tonight, I found my rhythm because he's setting the tempo. He moves quite effortlessly, knocking, bowing, delivering food so easily as if he's done this 1,000 times before. The Shimon I first met would never be able to do something like this. Is he drawing power from the guests? Perhaps their presence is feeding his stamina. Why, if that magic keeps him this lively, I might encourage even more visitors. As we pass, in the middle of the corridor, Shimon clatters his tray gently with a sly smirk. Heavens, he's smooth. Did he just challenge me without saying anything? Adorable! Give me a quick breather. I'll show him who really has the stamina. Girl. All right. I'm halfway there. As I reach for the next tray, his hands finds mine instead. Ah. Is it just the rush of the shift? Or did the air in here just turn dangerously thin? My heart is racing. I feel like a teenage girl in my soul again. Will you take this tray, Okami-sama? Or shall I enjoy the privilege? His fingers are still there, warm against mine. Privilege, he said. Does he have any idea how scandalous this would look if any of the guests opened their door and saw this? If I used... Ladies first, would you behave? If you said please, I might. Oh, this man. Dear Kami-sama, help me. Very well. I'll allow you this one, boss. Out of courtesy. Your courtesy is noted. He lifts the tray graceful as ever and turns away. Calm yourself, old girl. You're no longer 16. That's 2 saves already in one night. This man is clearly getting far too comfortable. And the worst part? I'm letting him. Later that night. Room deliveries are finally done, and I'm still flushed from running after deliveries, and one very distracting tiger. Honestly, at my age, blushing should be out of style, and yet, here I am. Ha! The ryokan survives, and so do I. Barely. Look at this man, standing there with that smug little smirk. Amused or just satisfied? Hard to tell with that mask on. Well, at least he's not displeased. Well handled, Okami-sama. Well, seems like your stamina has returned along with the guests. You're looking far too energetic today. I'm nearly on my last legs. I suppose I have you to thank for my renewed spirit. I will have to admit that you've proven yourself quite capable of waking up things I thought were long dormant. Oh, the implications. As I said, I've juggled worse things without breaking a sweat in my old ryokan. Well, surely you have more interesting stories about running a ryokan. I might be interested in hearing more of them. You can retire and call it a night, or you can join me for tea. Is that an invitation to talk? At this hour? After he spent all evening watching me lose my composure? Let's see how this'll pan out. My, you're bold to ask. What's the itinerary if I actually indulge you? Nothing scandalous, Okami-sama. I intend to sit, listen to your stories, perhaps enjoy the evening while I'm at it. Oh heavens, is he being earnest? That's much more lethal than his usual smirk. We walk into the garden and sit beside each other with a tea set in hand. Shimon reaches for the teapot first to pour it before I do. Allow me. You've worked enough tonight. Not on this Okami's watch. A good hostess always pours for her employer. Let me. Shimon freezes in place before letting me take over. Very well, I won't argue. Now then, I could be proper. Just pour the tea, keep my hands close by, and talk about my past while being the exemplary Okami. Or, after seeing how handsy he was with me during the dinner rush, I could offer to work out the knots in his shoulders while talking instead. Say, a helpful gesture between peers, perhaps? Go for it, girl. After I serve his tears, I give my fingers a snappy little stretch. It's high time I show this man what a professional-grade back rub actually feels like. You know, boss, those shoulders look quite stiff. How about a back rub? It might be the only way to get you to actually unwind. He hesitates, stopping mid-sip, and I can almost see the gears turning behind that mask of his. A generous offer. However, I think you've done quite a lot for one night. I won't have your fatigue on my conscience. There it is. But is it a no? Or just that infuriating polite shield of his? Does he think I'm just being helpful? Or is he waiting to see if I have the gall to insist? Curious. Oh, hush, boss. You literally carried the weight of dinner service on your shoulders tonight. Would you let me repay the favor? He doesn't say a word. Well, heaven forbid he admits to wanting a back rub. but he merely shifts his position as if inviting me to come over. I'd be a fool not to take that chance, so my hands immediately find his shoulders. And, goodness, if I press any harder, I'll need a chisel. You can pretend to be an unbothered soul all you want, Shimon, but these knots say otherwise. Boss, I swear, these shoulders could stop a rampaging Tengu. How long have you been holding this in? I was unaware it was so apparent. Apparent? I'm tempted to find an actual hammer for these knots. Now just relax and see if I can undo a few decades? Centuries of damage? I've lost count, truly. He lifts his cup, trying to look composed, though his shoulders soften bit by bit under my hands. The hands are working their magic on his back when the air between us starts to thrum. Oh, what have we here? I came here to relax him, but it feels like the house, or maybe the man himself, is feeding me energy strong enough to release muscle pain. You know your way around a knot, I see. Dear, to become a good Okami, one must learn about managing stress. I can tell exactly where someone is hiding their exhaustion. Interesting. Where am I hiding mine? Right here. I press into the exact knot tucked beneath his shoulder blade, firm enough to make Shimon tense. And here. I move my hand upward, following the line of tension until it reaches the curve of his neck, then very softly brush my finger near his temple. I wonder if there are stress lines under that mask of his. I see. I've heard about how hard-working you were. You've told me a few times already. Wonder what made you start working in the ryokan. He's actually curious. It's almost cute. Well, the ryokan I own belonged to my family for generations. I was practically raised under the front desk. It was my whole world. I see, and our beginnings aren't so different. Oh? Did you have parents? The beginning wasn't a birth. It wasn't nearly as grounded as yours. But every time I return, I always wake up here. To me, existence is the energy that comes with my guests at sunrise. I didn't grow up in a ryokan, Hakine. I am the ryokan. Don't you ever get the urge to step out of the gates? I've walked the paths, but not for long. The afterlife is vast, and the territories beyond this one are claimed by others. So it's a cycle then. You were always meant to come back to these halls. Maybe, but meaning isn't the same as choice. Say, back then, did you ever dream of being something else? Or was the title of Okami the only thing you ever wanted to be? I used to. I want the everything that girls in stories have. Travel, grand mistakes, perhaps conquering the world. But I always knew where my journey would end. I accepted it early on. Was there anything else you regret not doing? No, nothing else. Oh no, boss. You're thinking again, are you? It's a bit unfair, really. You're doing all that heavy brooding behind a mask where I can't even see the handsome furrow of your brow. Don't be greedy with those troubles, Shimon. Let your Okami share the burden. I promise. I'm a very good listener. It's been a while since I had someone bold enough to tell me that, but I shall try. With that, the tension in his shoulders gradually loosens. We didn't say anything much for the rest of the night, but I did manage to get him to unwind before the tea got cold. Both of us walk towards our rooms as our little tea time is finished. We reach the corner of the hall. My room is down one side, his the other. He stops abruptly, and I find myself turning toward him. Rest, Okami-sama. You've earned it. Look at you. Such a perfect gentleman. Are you sure you're not feverish again? Shimon pauses for a little bit before speaking again. It is good you came into this ryokan. There goes my heart, doing a clumsy little somersault. Boss. A ryokan is only as steady as the Okami who leads it. You've proven you're exactly what this place needs. Goodness, you are a dangerous man when you decide to be sweet. Well then, I shall prove myself even more tomorrow. You'd be surprised. I shall be waiting. And just like that, he's gone. He retreats into the shadows and leaves me here to simply melt? I'm standing in a dark hallway with an obvious blush that would put a sunset to shame. I should be thinking about tomorrow's breakfast, but instead I'm replaying today's interactions with Shimon. Another time, Akine, before you faint! And that's the end of the demo now! It's so cute. I do enjoy this and look forward to the full. When are we coming out? When are we coming out? We got a... Is there a date time on here yet? No, merely still the coming soon. But surely if they have, like... They said this was the final demo, so... It's gotta be coming. It's gotta be coming soon.